We are doing a massive toy giveaway, so stay tuned for details. It's not Chapell, and it's not Chappell, and it's definitely not Kaylee Rose Amstutz. It's Chappell Roan. This is the gay pop that JoJo Siwa was talking about wanting to write. She just couldn't achieve it. This is the rise and fall of a Midwest princess. Before we get any further into this video, I think it's now an appropriate time to say, I heard you like magic, and I've got a wand and a rabbit, because today's video is sponsored by Bellesa. Thank you so much to Bellesa for sponsoring today's video. My friends at Bellesa and I are literally sending out free vibrators and free gift cards for vibrators to everyone. That is, to everyone who signs up for my giveaway. Bellesa is a bi-woman company for all things sexual wellness. Bellesa's mission is to empower everyone to embrace and explore their sexuality. This right here is Bellesa's Pebble. Suction and vibration controlled independently, ergonomically built to fit perfectly in your hand, and no annoying pattern modes, and you know exactly what I'm talking about. This is the AirVibe Pro, dual stimulation, G-spot, and clit stimulation. Literally comes in the most discreet casing. Like, what is this? Hello? I don't know. This can literally be like held on my nightstand and everyone's like, wow, what a beautiful little piece of art you have there. It's waterproof, it's rechargeable, and it is silent, but deadly in a good way. And this is Bellesa's Thump. What a cute little name. A toy that just does it all. Vibrates, suctions, and thumps. Designed to be the de facto replacement for all external clit stimulation vibes. If you would like to get free toys or gift cards for toys, make sure to check out the link in my description, because everyone who signs up with my giveaway with Bellesa wins something. Thank you so much, Bellesa. If you haven't heard of Chappell Roan, then you are either a liar, a straight man, those two things are the same, or a hater at heart. I remember when I used to be a pop hating girly. I was like, no, I love indie music. I'm better than all of this. I'm better than the pop music. I'm better than the girlies. If you watch my early on YouTube videos, and I did a lot of playlist videos, you will see that I have talked about multiple times, like, I don't know why I don't listen to women. That's like my fatal flaw. It's my only flaw. That has quickly changed, okay? The pop girls are here and they're here to stay. Pop is back. Pop girlies are bringing it back. Chappell Roan is among one of them. Let's get started into the world of Chappell Roan, because this wig is heavy as hell. Kaylee Rose. That's right. Her name is not Chappell. It's Kaylee. And not spelled in like a normal way. It's spelled in the Midwest kind of way. Kaylee Rose Amstutz, known professionally as Chappell Roan, is an American singer and songwriter from Missouri. She has been working with longtime collaborator Dan Nigro. Her music is inspired by 80s synth pop and early 2000s pop hits. Her aesthetic is very heavily influenced by drag queens, and her music has been called campy. Kaylee was born in Willard, Missouri on February 19th, 1998. She actually took the stage name Chappell Roan in honor of her grandfather, Dennis K. Chappell, who died of brain cancer in 2016. His favorite song was The Strawberry Roan. Roan is also the type of coat that a horse can have. Chappell Roan has been pretty open about the dislike for her birth name. Around 10 or 11, Chappell Roan began playing the piano, and at 13, she performed publicly for the first time, surprising her parents and grandparents by singing and accompanying herself on the piano to her own arrangement of the Christmas song in a Christmas pageant in 2011. When she was around 14 and 15 years old, she began uploading covers of songs to YouTube, drawing attention from her various record labels. When she entered, oh my God, please forgive me, hold on. Oh my goodness, forgive me. My deepest apologies to Troiler. And Chappell Roan, of course. When she was around 14 to 15 years old, she began uploading covers of her songs to YouTube, drawing attention from various record labels. 10 years ago, some of the people that she has gained attention from was Troye Sivan and Connor Franta. This came as like a shock now that she's like been blowing up, because there have been tweets resurfacing of Connor Franta and Troye Sivan being like, oh my God, you guys have to listen to this girl. Like, she is so good and so talented. Specifically, the song that they found her from was Die Young. The original song was uploaded to YouTube, and she traveled to New York for several musical showcases, which led her to signing with the music label Atlantic Records, which is a huge record label. Later on, Chappell Roan described missing many childhood experiences as a messy beginning her music career, including prom and her high school graduation. Chappell Roan decided to move to Los Angeles to pursue her music career, flying back and forth from Missouri and New York City and wherever her career had led her. On August 3rd, 2017, Chappell Roan released her first single titled Good Hurt. The song was reviewed favorably in an interview. The article had praised her for her maturity and surprisingly deep vocals. And then September 22nd, 2017, she released an EP titled School Nights through Atlantic Records. Also in 2017, she supported Advanced Joy and their Late On Me tour, and also a Declan McKenna, which there are some very beautiful videos out there. sing. Like, she has the perfect voice for 80s music. In 2018, she moved to Los Angeles from Springfield, Missouri, and she later described feeling overwhelmed with complete love and acceptance after the move, stating that it allowed her to begin writing songs as the real me. And that's from when January to March 2018, she started touring United States with Declan McKenna. So fast forward to early 2020, Chappell Roan starts working with Dan Nigro. You may know him as also Conan Gray and Olivia Rodrigo's musical producer. So in April 2020, Chappell Roan released the song Pink Pony Club, which was inspired by wanting to be a go-go dancer, this admiration that she had for this lifestyle and this kind of happiness and the freedom that being out in Los Angeles can bring her, and something that was kind of discouraged by her family. Unfortunately, did not come out at the best time, considering it was a song meant to be danced to in the clubs, and it was released April 2020, a month after COVID had already started. Not really the best time for clubbing, unless you were like a popular TikTok influencer in 2020. Then it's the perfect time to club. A year after its release, Vulture described Pink Pony Club as the song of the summer 2021, calling it a synthy infectious bangarang. Roan has cited a visit to the Abbey, a gay bar in West Hollywood, as the inspiration for the song. She talked about how the song was about her desire to become a go-go dancer in Los Angeles, stating, "Truthfully, I'm not confident enough to do that, so I wrote a song about it." USA Today ranked the song third on a list of the 10 best songs of 2020. An accompanying description characterized it as dance pop that earnestly celebrates queer culture, acceptance, and chasing your dreams. By August 2022, this song had been streamed more than 10 million times on Spotify. However, Pink Pony Club was not profitable enough to Atlantic Records, who ended up dropping Chappell Roan from her label in 2020, which obviously is devastating to be able to get to a point where you are finally picked up by like a major label such as Atlantic Records, only to then lose that. Chappell does talk about her appreciation for getting dropped, but we'll get into that soon. So not only was she dropped from her label that week, her partner of 4 years broke up with her that same week, and she spent the next 2 years working as a production assistant as well as a barista and nanny to support herself, even moving back to Missouri. She decided to work on her music independently at this time, especially since Olivia Rodrigo's song Driver's License had shifted Dan Nigro's focus from Roan as he worked on Sour with Olivia Rodrigo. And this was Chappell Roan's time to basically go back home, work a normal job per se, and work on her music independently. However, September 22nd, 2023, Chappell Roan released her debut full-length album, The Rise and Fall of a Midwest Princess, and also began her second headlining tour, the Midwest Princess Tour. She decided to donate $1 per ticket sold to the nonprofit for the girls and open each show with a drag performer. She was very inspired by Orville Peck because he is someone else who does this, has drag performers open for his sets. And speaking of which, Chappell Roan herself has discovered that she is a drag queen. Chappell Roan originally just started as a stage name, but she described Chappell Roan as her drag persona and likened herself to Hannah Montana. She herself describes Chappell Roan as the more open and confident, especially regarding sex, than her real self. She's queer and has expressed disinterest in dating men anymore. And she was also talking about how she was diagnosed with bipolar 2 disorder when she was 22 years old and has described therapy and medication as being helpful for her. She said that she had come to her tacky pop star appearance after discussing her inner child with her therapist. There still is some discussions and disagreements about if cis women can be considered drag queens, but she herself has talked about how one of the drag performers that were opening for her set had even said, like, girl, you are a drag queen.
A drag queen opened for me in London named Crayola. She was like, oh, you are a drag queen. And I was like, that was the first time I'd ever been told that. Honey, you are a drag queen. You're not just getting makeup on, you're a drag queen. And I was like, oh my God. Like, that was very altering. Like, that there was something that switched. I really have taken that on as an identity.
She often describes her music and her aesthetic as very camp. Some may even say tacky, but its over-the-topness and this kind of costume and persona is very similar to a drag queen. And a lot of her fans love this a lot because she shared a theme with fans for each stop on the tour, suggesting outfits and providing makeup tutorials on social media, very much giving a different experience to normal concerts that we are used to nowadays. So March 2024, to commemorate the 65th anniversary of International Women's Day, Chappell Roan was one of the number of female celebrities who had their likeness turned into a Bratz doll. Also that month, NPR Music released Roan's Tiny Desk concert performance, which was so good.
This next song is Picture You.
I know what this outfit is inspired by. Someone please notice the cigarette that's in my hair from the Lana Del Rey video. I feel like after the Tiny Desk performance, a lot of people just ultimately fell in love with her and were like, wow, she really is a star. She's so camp, she's so fun, she's so herself, and her personality just shine through on top of just already being an incredible performer. Chappell Roan has cited inspirations including the artist Abby Watkins, the film The Beguiled, the musical artists Alt J, Stevie Nicks, Lorde, and Lana Del Rey. When asked who she wants to collab with, she said none other than Trisha Paytas.
Trisha Paytas.
Which is so funny because
But also Chappell Roan's on the tour. I'm using SeatGeek all day long.
following the success of her first record, Chappell Roan says that she's giving herself some grace as she starts to work with her producer Dan Nigro, known for working closely with Olivia Rodrigo and Conan Gray, to make a new round of music that she herself is proud of. What some people may not know is that Chappell Roan actually toured with Olivia Rodrigo for the Sour tour, but now that she has toured with her for the Guts tour, that has definitely pushed her into mainstreamness. When she was opening for Olivia, it felt like every day I was just watching new TikToks about people being like, I love this girl. I'm like a newfound fan of Chappell Roan. And also just her performances, because her outfits were so cute. Her voice is incredible. Her relationship with Olivia is adorable and very, very admirable. She also got into like a little bit of controversy and people were upset with her because she said that she's uncomfortable singing some of her songs in front of Olivia's fans because they're so young. They're like 9 years old. Me, a 24-year-old, 9-year-old. And Chappell Roan definitely does have some explicit lyrics, you know, like such as like knee deep in the passenger seat and you're eating me out as a casual now. Like, okay, whatever. But people definitely became fans of Chappell Roan through Olivia's tour, and even finding out that Chappell Roan's voice was even on some of the Olivia Rodrigo songs such as Lacey, Obsessed, and the Hunger Games song Can't Catch Me Now. I gotta say though, as much as TikTok is creating stars and helping artists push their music out, I think openers are creating massive stars right now. And I think that openers are helping create stars that last, such as Sabrina Carpenter and Chappell Roan, because I think those two women are going to be lasting in the spotlight for a very long time. It's like she hit all of the perfect like marketing moves all at once. Like for example, you know, opening for Olivia Rodrigo, doing the Tiny Desk concert, her Coachella performance, also like the Hot to Go dance, which is like trending on TikTok, you know, like the H-O-T-T-O-T-O. People love that shit. When Chappell Roan is asked about her newfound fame, she says that she is very prepared and ready for it. And like, she's been doing this for so long. She's been doing this for a decade. She is ready for it now. I needed to get my ass beat, she says. If I had been really successful with my first EP and that version of myself, I think I would be miserable right now. When Chappell Roan markets herself as a thrift store pop star, she means that in the most literal sense. I was so close to giving up. If I wasn't going to do music, then I was probably just going to go back home and be an esthetician and a drag queen. When you've been poor, you're not really scared of anything. Many of the songs on Rise and Fall have circulated online for a few years, but Casual, a bracingly candid ballad about a wishy-washy hookup, made the rounds on 2022 Best of list with its eyebrow-raising hook about receiving oral sex in a car. Casual packs 3 different bridges and Alanis-worthy vengeance into less than 4 minutes. Lines like, "It's hard being casual when my favorite bra lives in your dresser. It's hard being casual when I'm on the phone talking down your sister." She said that she was telling Dan Nigro, "I can't do this. My mom is gonna kill me." She hates that song, but it's okay. She also talked about how her grandparents were in the Hot to Go music video, but choose to ignore like what the song lyrics are really about, and how her grandparents are like very conservative and very Republican, but especially how in the Midwest and in conservative culture, it's like kind of normal to like turn a blind eye to some things. Hey, how y'all doing? I wasn't gonna talk about this, but can I just say that one of the most humbling experiences ever in my entire life has been throwing up in Chappell Roan garb. Not once, but twice. I'm really genuinely fine. I pinky promise. But God, is it a humbling experience. Anyway, let's move on. Chappell Roan has talked about how that's kind of normal in the Midwest conservative experience to kind of just like turn a blind eye and ignore what is actually going on, and how like even her family was just kind of like, "Oh, Kaylee? Yeah, she says she's dating a girl, but that's just her friend." I think people really appreciate that authenticity and honesty that she is bringing to the table and being honest about her queer experience. I think her Coachella set also brought her to like brand new heights. The outfit was incredible. The makeup was definitely incredible. Donnie Davy, the creator of Half Magic Beauty, who is also the makeup artist on Euphoria, was doing her makeup for both weekends, and she looked absolutely beautiful. So many people had said that her performance was the best of the weekend and how she's definitely going to be headlining soon. A lot of new TikTok sounds were born because of the Coachella performance, some that even RuPaul has done on TikTok.
My name is Chappell Roan. I'm your favorite artist. I'm your dream girl's dream girl. And I'm gonna serve exactly what you are.
And we also saw a really cute crossover where Sabrina Carpenter kind of talked about how she really wished that she got to see Chappell Roan perform. And then we eventually got pictures of her, which of course sparked drama because it was like, oh my God, Taylor Swift's opener and Olivia Rodrigo's opener, they're friends with each other. Oh my God, Taylor Swift and Olivia Rodrigo beef. This is how they're torturing each other. Is Olivia Rodrigo okay with Chappell Roan being friends with Sabrina Carpenter? Blah, 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 blah. It was really fun to see the rising pop girlies supporting each other. A lot of articles were kind of posted after her Coachella performance talking about how it took 10 years for her to become an overnight success. Like, some of you were like, oh my God, this new girl at Coachella is just popping up out of nowhere. Like, it literally took 10 years. It took 10 years of hard work and bumps in the road in order for her to rise in the way that she is right now. I think people really appreciate her authenticity. Chappell Roan has decided to even post on her Instagram that she was diagnosed with bipolar 2 and said that it's been pretty hard to keep it together and release these songs. I've been on meds and I was in full swing hypomania when Naked in Manhattan released, which I'm out of now. And the weeks leading up to and through my Kink is Karma release campaign, I've been in intensive outpatient therapy, individual therapy, 4 days a week. And it's definitely been difficult to balance promoting and being consistently active on social media. I don't really talk about it much, but it affects me daily and is a pretty big part of my music. I'm in a healthy spot. Just wanted to share, and I think it's important to talk about mental health. Of course, a lot of people resonated with that. Bipolar is so stigmatized and so looked down upon and demonized. She has made a massive impact just by deciding to talk about her experience with it. Her coming to terms with her sexuality after dating men and being open with that has definitely been so amazing for the community, such as her song Good Luck Babe being about compet life. Define compet. Compulsory heterosexuality. Okay. Listen, there's a lot of things that compet can mean, okay? Compulsive heteronormativity, compulsive heteronormativity. I don't give a fuck. Chappell Roan was wrestling with if she actually belonged in queer culture. Red Wine Supernova and Naked in Manhattan singles now collected on Rise and Fall were wish casting for her first gay crush. I've never done it. She sings on Naked in Manhattan. Let's make it cinematic, like the one sex scene that's in Mulholland Drive. I was dating a boy then, Chappell Roan said. I had never even kissed a girl when these songs were written. It's all I wish that my life could be. Chappell Roan now comfortably out, dealing with typical young queer anxiety. She's dating a woman, but I feel scared kissing her in public, she said. Even though I'm in LA, homophobia is in the back of my head. It's liberating, but there's a new set of problems that I didn't know existed. Obviously, we know about homophobia in today's society as a whole, but dealing with misogyny and homophobia while being in the spotlight is absolutely very difficult. We have seen how people like Billie Eilish have dealt with it after being accused of queer baiting while she was discovering her sexuality and realizing that she liked both men and women. Renee Rapp coming to terms with her sexuality, that she actually in fact is lesbian rather than bisexual, and how much backlash she was facing online due to that. I think people find it so hard to believe that women can be not interested in men. I got a comment on my video about JoJo Siwa where someone was saying that like it's so hard to believe that JoJo Siwa is bi or gay, like that they don't believe it at all, like there's no chance. Listen, JoJo Siwa's a little weirdo, okay? But she's a little strange. But I think the least strange thing is to believe that she likes women. And of course the comment was made by a man, but like it is so incredibly hard for men to believe that there are people out there who are not interested in them, or that they are not interested in only them. And so I think Chappell Roan being so incredibly open about her experience is very resonating to a lot of people, and they are appreciating that and can see themselves in her. Her not being a nepotism baby and her having these like grassroots upbringing while simultaneously dealing with the struggles that everyday people are dealing with makes Chappell Roan just more likable, and you want to root for her. I think people ultimately this year are also seeking the 80s sound once again. Immediately I think about the song Everybody Knows That was like so popular on TikTok, and people were trying to find this song from the 80s and couldn't find where it was from. It ended up being from a literal porn video. Like this song was made just for the porno in the 80s. So sick. Even with The Last Dinner Party and their surge with their music because of their like 80s sound and being like, oh my god, they're the new ABBA. Conan Gray and his new album Found Heaven, which is like super synth heavy, very much so 80s inspired. The movie Lisa Frankenstein, which Chapell has been compared to so many times. I heard someone refer to Chappell Roan's song Good Luck Babe as the Stranger Thingsification of music. I think they were just trying to say that like it's very 80s inspired, but many people have compared Chappell Roan's voice to Kate Bush, who she herself has said that she's very, very much so inspired by. She says, I call my style slumber party pop because it feels like that to me, but I would technically say it's indie synth pop or something like that. I love Magnetic Fields, Alanis Morissette, a lot of 80s synth and drum stuff as well. And Elton John himself has said that she is an absolute favorite of his. I think we're also in this new era of people wanting the slow burn of a celebrity, wanting to see someone slowly rise up to fame, like the phoenix in the ashes or whatever the fuck. There's a video of her back in 2021. Which literally was only 3 years ago, but of her performing at a festival in a park with no major crowd drawn and her literally playing Pink Pony Club, which now she is able to sing to stadiums. I think that's extremely heartwarming for people and people want to see more of that. I'm gonna bring her up again. I fucking love her. Sabrina Carpenter, same thing. She's been around for a very long time, been making music, been a star, but it's just now that she's like receiving her flowers and getting the credit that she deserves. Although we are in such like a fast time of like TikTok and immediate gratification and like fast rising stars, I think people are getting sick of that. And this is not me shading or shitting on Charli D'Amelio at all. It's kind of like the Charli D'Amelio effect, where people got tired of making random people stars, them absolutely blowing up and then trying all these different mediums and being like, are they even passionate about anything? That's honestly the way that a lot of people talk about Charli and Dixie D'Amelio. From some of the things they say, it doesn't even seem like they really want to be famous, that they appreciate their privacy, and this all kind of happened by mistake and are expected to go down these like different routes and avenues of being, you know, business owners and creating brands and becoming singers and artists and what have you. So I think now more than ever, people are like, we want to make people famous who like really fucking deserve it, who have worked really hard for a really long time perfecting their craft, because they are ultimately ready to be a pop star better than anyone else because they have been working on this. Ultimately, that's why I think that we're just seeing literally the beginning of Chappell Roan. She's already releasing new singles such as Good Luck Babe, so obviously a new album is on the horizon, and I can't wait to see what she ends up doing with her career, the people that she ends up working with, the new aesthetics that she decides to work with, outfits, makeup looks. Like, this is the most exciting thing to happen to pop music in quite a while, because there was this lull and it was mundane and boring, and she's just so refreshing and so exciting, and I know that everyone and their mom is going to be dressed up as Chappell Roan for Halloween. Like, I feel so confident like this. I took so many photos and videos like right before this, and then even while I was throwing up, I'm like, wow, at least I look like Chappell Roan while doing this. You know what I mean? Highly recommend that everyone just dresses up as Chappell Roan at least just once. Just like walk around alone in your bedroom. Even leave your house or just stay in your bedroom, whatever. But it's a huge confidence booster. Anyway, that's all for today's Chronically Online Girl Explains Chappell Roan lore video. I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, please make sure you leave it a like, because it helps me out so much. Also, leave a comment if there's anything that I missed out on. If you love Chappell Roan, anyone that you want me to talk about in the future. Make sure that you subscribe if you want to be nasty. If not, you're disgusting. Also, make sure to have your bell notifications on so you know every single time I post, or else you're gross. If you want to follow me on my other social media, Instagram, Twitter, Depop, Spotify, it's just at Nicole Rafiee. And if you want to follow me on my TikTok, it's at Nikki Nasty. I have merch, and I also have a podcast that comes out every other Monday. Do I take the Chappell Roan wig off with the tongs? Do I? All right. See, like, this just feels wrong.